Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Ridge Creek Outdoors YouTube channel. My name's Jason. Started Ridge Creek with my buddy Carl, who you guys, I'm sure, will get to meet here in a few videos. And tonight I just wanted to go over trout and kokanee fishing. I've had a lot of people help me get to where I am in fishing, and so I hope that I can share some of my knowledge to help you guys out to have the confidence to go out and catch fish as well. And so we're gonna dive right in here. I got some stuff laid out that is truly my go-to if I'm gonna go trout fishing or if I'm gonna go kokanee fishing. And so to start off the evening, let's talk about trout fishing. We live in Washington. The seasonal lakes just opened up on April 23rd. And so now is a great time to grab your kids, your buddies, and go catch some trout. My go-to when it comes to trout fishing is a wedding ring and a worm. Max Lure wedding rings. I always have multiple variations, multiple colors of those in my tackle box because they will catch fish. Tip those with night crawlers, and that is a deadly combination right there. And so I tie all my wedding rings with double hooks. I use size 2 Gamakatsu split shot drop shot hooks, and it's great especially for running a night crawler because you have now 2 hooks that you can get that night crawler onto and just ensure it's going to stay on there longer. And those hooks are also great to maximize your landing ratio on getting those fish in the boat and in your hands. Another spinner that has been proven to be effective for me is the Rocky Mountain Kokobo tackle spinner, and in green, and same deal. Put a night crawler on this spinner, and it works great every time. I haven't tried, they do have this orange version. I really haven't given it much time at all on the water to really be able to recommend that to you guys, but I know for sure this green one and all these 4 right here, I'll give you guys a better picture of them. All these 4 wedding rings right here will get you fish. And the way I run these is one of the common lakes that we go to. You can find trout from the surface all the way down to 20 feet. And so we're running downriggers. And so I will always run a dodger off my main line to give some flash, to catch some attention, catch the fish's attention. And behind that dodger, 24-inch leaders for your wedding rings, 20 to 24-inch leaders. And so we have here a Lure Jensen 50/50 gold and silver dodger and a Dick Knight gold and silver dodger. And you can, if the fish are on the surface, these 2 dodgers are heavy enough that you can let out 60 feet of line behind the boat and they will go below the surface. Probably, I think it's about 1.5 feet they'll go below the surface with your wedding ring. You don't have to run dodgers. I like to, but we caught fish as, growing up before I even ran dodgers, just a wedding ring and a split shot weight, 24 inches above the wedding ring, and put it 30 poles behind the boat, and we could catch fish just like that without a dodger. So I highly recommend you get some max lure wedding rings in your tackle box this spring to catch trout. You're definitely going to not come home empty-handed with that setup. The other cool thing that's happening right now is kokanee fishing. The east side, Lake Chelan, has been good, has been excellent. In the lower basin, they've been catching a ton of fish over there. I cannot wait to get back over there. In the meantime, on the west side of Washington, we're finally starting to see some lakes warm up above that 50-degree range, and so 53 is that optimal temperature for kokanee to really start getting going, the bite getting going on these lakes. And so like this weekend, we're gonna go to Lake Stevens and give kokanee a try out there. There was a good report there last weekend, and so hopefully we can get on some fish this weekend. But aside from that, my go-to for kokanee is going to be, I always run a Brad's Moon Jelly Dodger. I've really enjoyed these micro shrimp with the spinner on top from Paulina Peak Tackle. I always run pink hoochie or pink micro shrimp with this Dodger, and I've had great success with these two items here. The other combination that I have, I actually used on Lake Chelan a couple months ago and have really enjoyed using it. I used it last weekend as well, is this 50-50 gold and silver Arrow Flash Dodger with an orange hoochie 8 inches back. That's what all my hoochies, I'm running 8 inches behind the Dodger. That is measured, I measure it from top, so we'll use this as an example. Leader length to me is the top of this spinner here to the bottom of my swivel. That's my leader length. I know guys do it from bottom of hooks to the top of swivel, bottom of hooks to bottom of swivel, but for me, I always go top of spinner to bottom of swivel. That's my leader length to me. So when I refer to that, that's the length I'm talking about. And so for like these micro shrimp, I have a 10-inch leader for those. My hoochies are 8-inch leaders for those, and that has seemed to work really well for me. I recommend, if you guys aren't sure on leader lengths, start with something you're confident with. If you guys start getting into fish, for example, I was fishing a new lake last year. I had just gotten those micro shrimp, and so I started out with my Brad's Dodger and a pink hoochie because I'd caught fish on that before and I was confident in it. I started catching fish on that. I knew what depth of fish were at, and so I had just gotten these micro shrimp, and so I started to play with the leader lengths on it. And I started at 13 inches and wasn't getting hit, and as soon as I brought it down to 10 inches, that's when I started getting fish. And so what's critical is if you're running a hoochie or if you're running a pink micro shrimp like this, the reason why we run short leaders is because we're using this Dodger here to impart action. So in the water, the Dodger is going side to side like this, okay? And so that is transferring, that movement is transferring through the line down to your micro shrimp, your hoochie, whatever it is, to cause that to go side by side. The longer my leader is on something like a micro shrimp or a hoochie that doesn't have action, the bait's gonna have less action. So the shorter the leader for a bait that with no action will give you a lot more side to side, and the Kokanee really enjoy that. Now you get to Paulina Peak, Flutterbug, or an Apex. These baits themselves have their own action, and so I've been really using these to try and learn leader links on those right now. So I can't give you guys a good clear indication on leader links for that. I'm working on that right now, and so far 14 inches 14 to 16 inches has worked for the Flutterbug. I got a couple fish on it on Chelan, but next time I go there, or even at Lake Stevens this weekend, I'm gonna run these two here and really hone in what those fish like on those Flutterbugs. And so that's really it. I really enjoy going to Paulina Peak Tackle for my micro hoochies and micro shrimp. These all came pre-tied, but they also do sell packages of micro hoochies as well, and so you can tie them your own, or you can buy the pre-rigged ones, and they're a pretty reasonable price. I want to say it was about $5 for a pack of micro hoochies, and so go check them out. There's a lot of brands out there. I'm sure they all catch fish, but I just wanted to share with you guys the brands that I use that I know work good, and so I can give you guys an honest, true report on them. So whether it's a Brad's Dodger, they just came out with a new line of Dodgers, or new line of colors. I haven't tried them out yet, but I'm looking forward to. But this one right here, just a good old-fashioned moon jelly, has caught me a lot of fish. The other one that has worked well for me is this Paulina Peak teardrop style Dodger in the Wonder Bread. That is a very common pattern and has also worked well for me on both trout and kokanee. And then like we talked about earlier, the Arrow Flash, that's another, they have many different colors. This is the only one I've tried so far, and it has worked out great, so I look forward to trying more of those as well. And I usually don't run anything else but either a full silver or these gold and silver skateboard Dodgers. I know Dick Knight has a ton of colors to choose from, and in kokanee patterns and for trout. So go check that out, and I hope this helps you guys out. We're gonna start doing this video series. We're gonna call it Tuesday Tackle Tips, and I'm gonna come on here and just give a short video on what I've been using, what's working. I'll touch on my corn cure, what I use for tipping my hoochies and micro shrimp and whatever for trout and kokanee, and also downriggers. Been using manual pens. They're not fancy, but they get the job done, and so look forward to that. We're just starting out here. We don't have a ton of content on the channel yet, but we have a lot of adventures coming this year, so I hope you guys will hit the notification button, like and subscribe to our channel, and if you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment box below, and I'll try and get to them, and hopefully this helps you guys out. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. We'll see you guys later. Thanks.